going to be talking about Speed City and some trails that you cannot get anymore that are from the code section. Yes, guys, there were codes in the code section. If you're new to Speed City, you probably don't know, but there was a code section right here in this Trillionaire City spot. You would walk up and it would basically ask you for a code and you would get a free trail. This is no longer the case, guys, but you can still get these super rare, awesome code trails by trading someone who has got them from someone else or from the code section before. Before the code section, you could actually type codes into the chat, and that was how you would redeem codes for free trails. And then we got the codes section area where you walk up to the codes area and you would get free codes. Now you cannot redeem codes at all, and that is pretty sad, but we're going to talk about some awesome rare trails that you can still get through trades, and I'll tell you guys how you were able to get them, what codes you were able to use, and what the trails look like. So before we start this video, do not forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Now let's talk about some awesome code trails. So the first trail we're talking about is this house trail. This was obtainable by typing in Elite City into the chat. When you would type in Elite City, you would get this house trail, which has a step multiplier 3, orb multiplier 3, jump multiplier 3. Now this is not one of the rarest code trails, but it is a cool trail that you cannot get anymore. So if you're able to trade for this trail, this is a great trail that you can collect in your collection of trails in your inventory. If you are a big Speed City fan and you just want to collect a bunch of trails that you cannot get, or rare super good trails, this is a trail that you can collect because you cannot get it anymore, and someone that trades you might just think it's a trail that is not very powerful, so they might want to get rid of it. And some people might not want this trail, but some collectors might want to keep this trail in their inventory. And the next trail we're talking about is the legendary crate trail. If you would type in new crate into the code section, you would get this trail. It has a step multiplier 3, orb multiplier 2, jump multiplier 3. Now this trail is a trail that is not super powerful. Once again, you cannot get it anymore, but if you wanted to collect, this is one that you cannot get that you can collect in your inventory, and it's definitely not a super common trail. I don't see it in a lot of people's inventories, but it's not a super rare trail. The next trail is the testing trail. If you would type testing into the chat, you would get this trail. This is a very old code trail, and it's definitely not one of the more common ones from what I know. It could be a little bit more common, but I don't see these trails everywhere. A lot of people might have this trail, but I haven't seen it in a while. There's not a lot of people that I've traded who actually have this trail. Now this trail has a step multiplier 2, orb multiplier 2, jump multiplier 2. This trail is, like I mentioned, not the rarest, but I don't see many of these in Speed City. If you guys have one of these testing trails, comment down below, let me know. But I don't know, guys. This is one of the trails that is not super common, but I don't think it is very rare, and I don't think anyone's going to trade you any good trails for this trail. But if you're a fan of Speed City and you like collecting trails that are not the most common trails that you can get anywhere, then you can collect one of these trails or more, because this is a trail that was actually not obtainable before the code section left. So even when we had the code section, you weren't able to get this for a while. So it actually became unavailable even when we were able to get other code trails. So the next trail is the gear trail. If you would type in 3 hours into the code section, you would get this trail, and this has a step multiplier 4, orb multiplier 2, and jump multiplier 3. As you can see, most of these trails are trails that have really low stats, and that is because they're basically just made for people who want to collect these trails because they're free trails, or if you're just starting out in the game and you wanted to get a free trail to help you out in the game. these are trails that would basically be the easiest trail to get. All you have to do is type in a code, you would get this trail, and it would help you out if you just didn't have any trails. That is a great way to start out in this game. And now we have trails that are super good, but back then we didn't have that many good trails, and these were great starter trails. The next trail is the Ghost Trail. This was obtainable by typing in Fluffy, then the owner changed it to Spooky, and then he changed the code to Ghostly after that. So after a while, this trail actually had 3 different codes that you can type in, and the last one was Ghostly. So this trail was actually obtainable somewhat recently. I think it was a year or 2 ago, and this trail was actually brought into the game when Ghost City was added to Speed City, and now you cannot get this trail anymore. I remember when the code expired for this trail, and that is one reason why I saved this trail, because a lot of people might not even know about this trail, and I wanted to obviously be able to make videos about this trail and still talk about it, and who knows if it will become rare in the future. This trail has a step multiplier 1, or multiplier 1 and jump multiplier 5, and this trail is pretty cool, but it is obviously going to be the worst ghost trail out of all of the ghost trails, but that is not why you get these free trails. You get them because you're just starting out and you can't get better trails, or you just want to collect them. And this trail is the Ollie Zig Zag Trail. You can get this trail by typing in zigzag. It has a step multiplier 3, or multiplier 1, jump multiplier 4, and this trail is another one of those trails that I'm sure a lot of people have, but I don't see them very often, and I don't think you're going to be able to trade a really good trail. No one's trading you the best trail for this trail, but it is still a trail that I do not see very often. So the Ollie Zig Zag Trail, a very cool trail, a somewhat older trail that some of you might not know about, but it is still a trail that you cannot obtain anymore. And the last trail we're talking about in this video is the Money Trail. Now, this Money Trail was obtainable by typing in 3000 speed. I don't know what that has to do with money, but when you would type in 3000 speed in the code section, you would get this Money Trail, which has a step multiplier 3, or multiplier 4, jump multiplier 3. Now, this is another one of those trails that I just do not see too often, and I don't know if it's because people don't collect the code trails as often as they used to, or is it that this trail is just becoming more rare and people are deleting it? I don't know, you decide. And that is it for this video, guys. Let me know which trails out of this video do you guys own. Do you guys own some of these? Do you guys own all of them? Do you guys think these trails are not worth collecting and not rare at all? Let me know if you guys remember the code section, and if you guys even remember when the code section was not here and you had to type in codes in the chat. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what you guys think, and let me know if you guys are looking at trying to collect any of these trails in the future. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. See you guys later.